All right, here we have the Norfolk Island Pine. Typically, these are used for the holidays around Christmas season, which is right where we're at right about now. I'm doing this just before Thanksgiving, and oftentimes these are given as like gifts around the holidays. They usually have like a little bow on them or something like that. But you can actually care for these after the holidays as well. So let's get into how to take care of these as a houseplant post-holidays, right? So first of all, let's start out with a couple of fun facts. So it's cool because these are called Norfolk Island pines, right? But they aren't actually pine trees at all. They come from a really, a prehistoric, really, an ancient family of plants called Oricariaceae. It's not really important, but it is important in the sense that we don't want to confuse them with real pine trees. So true pine trees are very cold hardy and they're supposed to be outdoors. This is a tropical plant, okay? So don't think of it as a really cold hardy outdoor pine tree like we usually think of when we think of pines. So anyway, Oricariaceae is actually what they are. It's not a true pine tree. But anyway, let's talk about light first of all. So this plant needs to be in a really bright location, okay? So imagine if you have, if all these leaves were eyes, all of these eyes need to be able to see a wide view of the sky, right? So we want to put it right up in a window that's unobstructed by, patios or trees or close neighbors. This plant really needs to see as much sky as possible. That's how you're going to be successful with them. Next, let's talk about humidity, okay? We want to, not humidity, why did I say that? We want to talk about watering. Come by and touch the topsoil. If it's dry, give it a really good soak. Very easy, right? That's how you're going to be successful in watering with these. And it's very important to keep these watered up. Yes, like this one is a little bit drier right now and you don't see any signs of decline, but they can come. You know, you don't want them to you don't want to be inconsistent in your watering. That can send it into shock repeatedly and then it's no good for you. It's no good for the plant. Repeated shock can lead to decline, okay? So, we've got our bright light, we've got our watering down. We're just gonna water every time that topsoil is completely dry, right? Make sure that all the extra soil, all the extra water drains out the bottom. Next, we're gonna talk about fertilizing. You can give this plant a good dose of fertilizer in the early spring months through the summer months. That's when it's going to be actively growing. A general purpose fertilizer is going to be perfectly fine. Just dilute it and use it as directed on the packaging. We're not going to talk about propagating because we don't really propagate these fellows unless it's by seed or whatnot, but you're not going to get any seeds unless it's outside. So that's going to do it for the care instructions. If you have a much drier home, like if you have this plant near like a heater or like a wood burning fireplace, something that's going to take natural humidity out of the air, it's a good idea to maybe add a humidifier or maybe even a pebble tray. Because it is a tropical plant, they always prefer to be a little more extra humid. This plant will do perfectly fine in regular household humidity, but again, because these are typically distributed during the colder months, we might have our heaters on and whatnot, and you could see some decline if all that natural humidity is being sucked out of our homes with the heaters going on. So just keep that in mind when you have your Norfolk Island pine inside during the winter months. But that's going to do it. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comment section below, or of course you can always message me right here on Tanner the Planner on Facebook or Instagram.